Welcome to Bitter Reality Brewing. Getting ready to watch Brewferm Sacred Saison Part 2 of 2. Transfer, the final tasting. But I had to put this in the beginning of each of these videos. I'm not always that impressed with extracts. I try to do it for more beginners or people who just want to try. I started all grain and did all grain for over 4.5 years before I ever tried extracts. And I've blended some extracts with some all grains and they tasted really good. I've had some extracts that, I've had some extracts that were pretty good. I've actually had really nice ones that were pretty inexpensive. But I've got to tell you, the Brewferm got my attention. The reviews are really good, which is kind of hard to see. Usually they're somewhere in the middle, but this was really good and people were just raving about the product. It was a little expensive. It was the only product I've seen out that's an extract that's a Belgian, and everything they have is a Belgian style, and I really love Belgian beers. So I had to try the product, and this is one of the two that you're gonna watch in these videos. But I'm telling you, if you have someone who's never brewed, they wanna try brewing, you have someone who maybe hasn't brewed since, and they only tried it once or twice in the past, it didn't come out good. Something super simple, super easy. Check out Brewferm. I'll put the links down below, but check out Brewferm. The product is really, really good. It is a little more expensive, but you can save some money and maybe drink some beer that's okay or not very good. Or you can spend a little bit more and get something that you can share with friends and you won't be embarrassed. You'll be like, man, this is good. What is this? And you're like, hey, I did that. And they're like, really? Yeah. Here's what I bought. Here's what I did. Here's how I did it. It's a great stepping board to see, or stepping stone to see if you want to get into brewing regularly or all grain, or maybe you just enjoy doing it a little bit and they even have a subscribing system where you get a little bit of a discount and you can just keep buying more extracts to go in your kit that you bought originally. If you buy a kit, I will say I recommend the one that has a little clamp so you can put the caps right on your bottles. You can buy what they call pet bottles with screw-on lids. I've never used them. I like the caps. It's just, the kit pretty much comes with everything you need, which is a good thing. But the beer, it's an all extract. All you do is add water and sugar. The quality, spot on. The Beastly Belge, extremely drinkable, kind of like an amber, American amber, with lots going on and a little bit of spice because it's got that Belgian yeast. The Sacred Saison, I hate to say it, but it's better than some of the commercial Saisons I've had over the years. And just impressive. I mean, somebody decided, hey, we're gonna do an all extract system and this is gonna be our company, but we're not gonna step away from quality. And the quality is there and I was very impressed. I'm still an all grain brewer, but I will still do extracts from time to time. I am dying to possibly try out their little IPA and maybe the Dubel. Love Dubels, love Belgian IPAs, as you saw the one I did from Flying Dog a few videos back. Let's get on with the video. Thank you. Okay. Brewferm's been sitting with the Sacred Saison for 2 weeks. It's done as much as I'm considered done. It's at 1.002. It suggested that it would go to 1.000. Still getting some bubbles, but I did just move it, so I think it's just a little upset with me. Not a big deal. I don't think it's gonna get down to 1.001 unless we maybe heat it up and leave it out for another week, and yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So we're just gonna move it on over. It's definitely on the dry side. I've already run the water through. Now I'm running the water through here. So that way it gets all the air out. You can still occasionally see a few little faint bubbles here and there. Not a big deal. We've already purged the keg. I did drop in a half a teaspoon of gelatin with a 1/4 cup of water. You can hear the rest of the air coming out. So we're just gonna do like we always do. We put this in here, we start the pump. You'll see the dark color of the Sacred Saison going all the way over. Once it hits here, we'll pull it. This one keg is just garbage. It's just hot water and maybe a little tiny drip of beer. And then we're gonna put the beer here. When we get to the end of the beer where we're catching yeast, we're gonna pull it out, stop it for a moment, stick it back in the water, let the water go through and get the rest of that beer in here and cut the water. We don't want water, we want beer, but we want as much as we can get, of course. So let's get busy and let's get transferring. Spilled a lot of yeast up around the top, not a big deal. It's up around the top, so. Okay, we're gonna do a little fast forward because we know this gets noisy, but here's the first part. Okay, see the color change? Pop it off of there. It's either getting harder or I'm getting weaker, or a little bit of both. Probably a little bit of both. We can't get that to turn so I don't get that little crink in there. I hate that crink, but gotta get a thicker hose. Not enough to really taste. So, here we go. Got a little bit of air, but I'm not worried. There, we stop. Got a little bit of beer in here, but I didn't want to get all that air, so just want the beer, no air. Pull this off. Remember to re-purge the keg if you're doing a keg. Now, keep in mind, if you're not kegging, because Brewferm is more for entry level, you're going to be using an auto siphon. Your auto siphon will look like this. Of that, and you'll have a wand at the end, and that wand looks just like that with a little tip on it to fill your bottles. And when you depress, it'll stop. You pull all the way up to the top because you're going to get the liquid all the way to the very top of the bottle. When you pull this out, it'll go down and give you about a finger to 2 fingers worth of space, and you cap it. Nice bench capper is awesome, but to save money, most people just starting out are going to have one of these things in red or blue. And it's just a manual capper. You just put your caps on. Of course, after you clean them and wash them with a little bit of Star Sand just to make sure they're all good. But the Secret Saison did look a lot lighter, which I was expecting, than the Beastly Belge. So once they're carbonated, chilled down, try them out. See if all the little chitter chatter I'm hearing about is just as good as it can be, or they're just being a little overly kind, or maybe it's somewhere in the middle. I'm hoping for either middle or really good. So never hurts to try extract, and I know a lot of people don't have the equipment to be going crazy and doing all grain or kegging and everything else. So it's good to let you know what I'm thinking, what other people are thinking, and we get enough people sharing. You can find out which direction you want to go in. Okay, it's taste test time for the Secret Saison from Brewferm. It's an extract, 100% extract. We did the Beastly Belge, no off flavors, really good smooth taste. Not quite clarified yet, but that's because I've been shaking the hell out of both kegs all week long, trying to get them nice and carbonated for, well, I won't say all week, but almost a week. Let's try the Secret Saison. And this actually made 4 gallons instead of 3 gallons, and we added corn sugar. We didn't add anything that wasn't in the recipe. We added the exact amount of water, the exact amount of sugar, as they put it, but we used corn sugar. And I used my fermentation equipment, my kegs. I didn't use their little bucket and everything. So there are some changes, but overall, let's see how it came out. Okay, I'm only gonna pour half a glass. It looks like it could carbonate a little more. It hasn't been sitting in there quite as long as the Beastly Belge. It smells nice. It smells kind of sweet, which is kind of funny, because it ended at 1.002, and I'll put the original gravity and final gravity so you can see what the ABV is. It was expected to go as far as 1.000, which if I let it sit out long enough, it probably would, but I was good. It wasn't going to go anywhere anytime soon. It was going to take quite a few days, if not another week, to even go down another point. It's not as crazy as some Saisons, but it is incredibly drinkable. I like it better than a Beastly Beige, or Beastly Belge, sorry. Beastly Belge. Keep thinking beige with the colors, but yeah. That is incredibly drinkable. It's gonna be a little more carbonated here in the next day or so, maybe 2 days. Yeah, that's not gonna last long. I know it's 4 gallons versus 5 gallons in a keg. $30, a little high for an extract, but when you're talking about the quality and the taste, you know, especially since they were doing buy one, get one, to me that was worth it. That was a deal and a half. If you're new to brewing, you've never brewed in your life, and you're not sure what you want to do with brewing, and you just want to kind of put your foot in the water, the Brewferm products are really good. At least the two that I've tried. I'm dying to try the IPA. Dying to try the IPA because I love Belgian IPAs. But it's really good. I'm impressed. I've done a couple extracts so far this year. You've seen a lot of them. I did have a stout that came out really nice. The box okay. I added a little bit of chocolate to it, but the Brewferm, I mean, there's some quality there. Maybe that's why they're having to charge what they charge, because you're getting quality beer from an extract. And I've had a lot of all grain Saisons that didn't taste that good. So, and everybody's taste and palate's a little different, but I'm impressed. The Brewferm, Beastly Belge, really good. Sacred Saison, really, really good. I don't know, I have to hold off. I'm debating about that IPA. Definitely would like to try that. They have a DeBelle too, and I love DeBelles. DeBelles are really, really good. My oldest son likes the triples. I'm not as big on the triples. I'm not big on the high ABV as much. But, you know, we'll see where it falls. Maybe they run some big holiday deal or something. Maybe I'll grab a few more different ones to try and, you know, do a little review on them for you. Don't forget, like, subscribe. Thank you again for all the sharing. People have been sharing the videos out to everybody, at least according to Google Analytics and from what some people have been telling me. And I definitely appreciate it. The subscribers are building and building and building. We're hitting a little over, I want to say it was 25-26% subscribers, which is huge. I definitely appreciate it, and keep sharing, keep subscribing. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you'd like to see. I'll talk to some vendors, see if we can do contests. Hopefully I can do some contests that are sponsored by vendors this year. If not, definitely next year, because we'll hit 1,000 subscribers easily by then. Looking to do it by Christmas if I can, but if we miss it, we'll get close. Thank you again for joining Bitter Reality Brewing. Have a great day. Thank you.